Is it over for Trump? A lot of people are going to be mad that I even asked the question. I'm Mike Cernovich, Cernovich, here to talk a little bit about the Trump stuff, the Michael Cohen stuff, the Flynn stuff. There's a lot going on here. Now, a lot of people are going to be angry because they find it, how do you say it? They find it, they get angry if you make an analysis and they think that's your opinion or that's what they want. That's actually one of the signs of a really unsophisticated thinker, is if you bring up a point, they think you must agree with it. So I'll tell you why these plea deals were set up the way they are and how they're trying to box Trump. And we'll go back to, of course, John Edwards. How many of you remembered John Edwards was actually put on trial? So a lot of people say no Democrats are prosecuted. John Edwards was, because he could have and should have and would have been president. John Edward, if he had not had a mistress, would have been president of the United States. He'd have beaten Clinton just handily. And that's what he was. You know, Scott Adams talks about a master. God, my hair looks good. John Edward is known for his obsession with his hair. So John Edward would have beat Hillary Clinton, crushed her. There's no question. And that's why the DOJ machine went after him. So they went after him because a friend of his, John Edward had a mistress. It's like the cliche thing to do, right? Like, number one, if you become a little famous as a man, first thing you do is get a mistress. Don't do it. Number one, pitfall of life. You're a man. You get a little bit of fame. Don't get a mistress. It's like a fable as old as time. So John Edward got a mistress. And his friend, she was going to go public and tell her story. So his friends, they put her up in like beautiful apartments and condominiums and took good care of her and everything. And then John Edward was prosecuted for campaign finance violations. Now there's a few differences that matter. One is that it was a jury selection. John Edwards was tried in North Carolina. So, by the way, I've been calling the morons here, so I think we have smart people. Can you tell me the difference between John Edward being tried in North Carolina and Donald Trump being prosecuted in New York? Right? Can somebody who's intelligent, for the people in the back, can you tell me the difference? John Edwards was put on trial before a jury in North Carolina, and Trump was put on trial. Trump, if he's prosecuted, would be put on trial in jury in New York. Can you tell me the difference between that? I'll give you the biggest difference. Jury pool. Thank you. Jury pool. Boom. One person got it right. Every other answer is wrong. There is only one correct answer, jury pool. That is the only answer that matters. John Edward was a hometown boy from North Carolina, put on trial before a jury of his peers in North Carolina. Trump would be put on trial in the Southern District of New York, which went 90% for Hillary Clinton, right? It would be the worst jury that you could ever possibly draw if you were Trump, in New York with an all Hillary Clinton jury. John Edward put on trial, just a good old boy, never meaning no harm, and hometown jury. That makes all the difference in the world, absolutely all the difference in the world. So there's a huge, huge, huge difference. There's definitely no denying that. But otherwise, the cases are similar. But here's how the prosecutors are building their case. And by the way, here's something to know about federal prosecutors. They take a long time to make their case, but when they do, it's usually very bad, right? Very bad. Federal prosecutors take a long time to make their cases, but when they do, it's actually quite bad. So let's pull up how they're making their case. They now have the president's lawyer, Michael Cohen, claiming that Trump knew that the allocation was for to influence an election. Now, people will go attorney-client privilege. You're wrong. There's something called the crime fraud exception of the attorney-client privilege. So if you go to your lawyer and you say, hey, lawyer, I killed somebody, the lawyer cannot tell anybody ever that you said that. If you go to your lawyer and say, hey, let's go kill somebody, and then the lawyer and you go kill somebody, you can't claim that attorney-client privilege applies because you were doing in furtherance of a crime. So the theory here would be that Trump would not be entitled to attorney-client privilege because it was done in furtherance of a crime. So they now have Michael Cohen saying that he was doing it in furtherance of a crime. And now they have the magazine AMI in another deal said they same thing. So this is, I hate to tell you this. My job isn't to be a cheerleader. This is bad. This is really bad. Trump is the comeback kid. Trump is absolutely the comeback kid. So saying it's over for Trump definitely falls into famous last words territory. But this is bad. They now have, there were essentially three people part of the deal other than Stormy. Stormy, Michael Cohen, AMI, Trump. And then, of course, Stormy's lawyer. All of them but Trump are going to say it was for a campaign purpose. This is bad. This is really, really bad. And there just really isn't any other way to put it. It falls in the category, oh, you're being negative. No, this is like bad. For me, it falls into the category. Have you seen that meme where like there's a burning building and somebody's there like drinking coffee? It's okay. Right. Michael Cohen, Trump's lawyer, said it was for a campaign purpose. And by the way, we all know people say it's fake. We all know it's fake, but that doesn't matter. People are convicted on lies every day. Right. A lot of people have a very naive outlook on the criminal justice system. People are convicted on lies every day. So Michael Cohen, AMI, Stormy, even if they're all lying, that trial would take place in the Southern District of New York, Hillary Clinton Central. You wouldn't get a single juror on there who's pro-Trump. This is bad. This is like if you go to your doctor and he's like, you have cancer. There's an 80% chance you're going to die. You just got to say it's bad. Right? You just say it's bad. But people don't want to do that. People are still in a denial phase. So this is bad. The Trump-Russia thing, the Maria Butina, was never a thing. She didn't fill out a piece of paper. She came over on a student visa, and then she did some shenanigans, but she wasn't some kind of spy. Hey, babe. Oh, could I get a coffee with a little coconut cream if we have any? Wow, lucky me. Where was I? By the way, I'm reading your comments. I haven't been streaming for a while, so I gotta start streaming regularly. I did 2 big events in New York, actually. That's why I always laugh when people. The dumb things that people say about me. Just had a big event in New York. A Night for Freedom. Good time was had by all. We showed hoaxed. So it always cracks me up when people go, oh, Cernovich, you're just jealous or blah, blah, blah. I was like, no. I was not streaming because we had screenings for hoax. Like, is Allie here? Hey, Allie. Hey, Allie. How you doing, Allie? But yeah, the Trump is in a predicament. It's a really bad position. He's having trouble finding great lawyers to defend him because there's a social cost of defending Trump. So really great lawyers aren't rushing to defend Trump. Hillary Clinton had the best lawyers in the country. They had Williams and Connolly. So a lot of can I talk about the hoax schedule? Yes, I will in 1 second, Kira. Great to see you, by the way. So what a lot of people don't know is if you don't know who Brennan Sullivan or Williams and Connolly is, then you can't have an opinion on the Trump legal stuff. No offense. I'm not being a jerk. It's just kind of like if you were talking about something highly technical like in nursing or whatever, and I was talking about macular degeneration and you mentioned a part of like an optic nerve and I didn't know what it was, I just wouldn't be qualified to talk about it. So if you don't know anything about who these players are, you just don't know. So just the way it is. Hillary Clinton had the best lawyers in the country. Trump doesn't. Right? That's just the way it is. So I'm going to tweet that out. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to tweet that out. I want to make sure we do live stuff all the time. So I'll just say, a good test for whether someone is qualified to discuss the Trump legal situation. Do they know who Brendan Sullivan of Williams and Connolly is, right? Hillary had the best. Trump doesn't. This matters. So for those of you who don't know, by the way, Brendan Sullivan is a legend, one of the greatest lawyers in the world, the most sophisticated lawyers in the world. That's the kind of caliber of representation that the Clintons had. They had the best lawyers in the world. Trump doesn't. He doesn't. And why he doesn't is a conversation for a different day. But he just doesn't have the level of representation that his situation calls for. So Trump is in a lot of trouble. Would I say that it's over for Trump? You never want to count Trump out. He is the comeback kid. So anybody saying it's over for Trump, unless that's hyperbole, I would say that's a very dangerous prediction to make, because Trump, again, is a comeback kid. It's bad for Trump, though. It is a perilous for Trump. It is a mess. It is terrifying. Terrifying. All right, let's talk about hoaxed for a minute. I'm working on a West Palm Beach private screening on the 20th of December. I'm working on it. Really am, people. I'll do my best. But otherwise, it looks like we're going to go theatrical in 2019, full on theatrical. Somebody's saying, this is silly, Trump is Teflon. Well, cult members like you aren't helpful for Trump because he's clearly not Teflon. He backed down from the omnibus. His inner circle is all beleaguered. Well, again, you don't know how you're talking about, so you're stupid. You just don't know. You're blocked. Here's what you people have to understand. Anybody who goes into Trump world is going to have at least a couple $100,000 saved up to cover legal fees between the Schiff hearings and everything. So if you're going to go work for Trump, you should better have a minimum of $250,000 saved up just for legal fees. So how many people who aren't part of the swamp have that saved up, right? It's just the reality. If you're going to work for Trump, better have at least $250,000 set aside for legal bills. Subpoenas flying. That's the reality. So this is the big strategic point. Hold on. Strategic win of deep state. No one with anything to lose or not already wealthy will go near the White House. So this is what you want to think in terms of strategy, right? And the strategy is this. Just make it painful for anyone to go into Trump world, for anyone to get a job, for anyone to work for him. That's what you're going to do, right? If you're going to work for Trump, better have at least $250,000 saved for legal fees. So that's how they're isolating just normal people. Now people can say, so again, and this is why I've been so grouchy with people and blocking so many people, but there's nothing in Russia. None of that matters, right? It's like we're having two different conversations. So people saying, well, it doesn't matter, it's unfair, so which one? Great, life isn't fair. But that's the reality. The reality is that you're going to get subpoenas. Subpoenas are going to fly. It's going to be a complete and total disaster. It's going to be untold stress on yourself and your family. So unless you have a ton of money, you're not going to go near Trump. So then the best people aren't going to work for Trump. So then the people who are going to go work for him are the saboteurs, and then they're going to leak on him and everything else behind. So that was a phenomenal strategic play. The left is good at this, by the way. The left is good at this. Just like, for example, if you're a conservative and you go on Alex Jones, the hit pieces fly. So they want to make it, it's called the social cost. And with the deep state and Trump, they want to make legal cost. The left wins because they make it costly for you to associate with people. The left wins because if you go on Alex Jones and you're a member of Congress, the hit pieces fly. Oh, do you believe in, you believe Sandy Hook? And then he said, boy, I better just avoid the Alex Jones show because I don't want to do that. Joe Rogan even said that he was afraid to have Alex Jones on his show because Alex Jones is on fire. So if you think about what a country we live in, by the way, this is true. We live in a country where Joe Rogan, who is supposedly an alpha male, is afraid to have Alex Jones on his YouTube because even Joe knows what could happen. Joe knows the hit pieces are going to fly his way. Why deal with it, right? That's what the left is good at. The left is good at making it costly to associate with people. So if you want to associate with Alex Jones, the left just slaughter you, your family, right? They're coming for you. So then you go, well, it's just, what's the point? Do I really need to have Alex on my show? I got other things. It's a lot of stress. That's smart. It's a strategic advantage the left has. Whereas conservatives are just like, right. Conservatives are just right. And nice. And they're just like, oh, let's all talk. Kumbaya. Right? Kumbaya. Let's just all talk. So that's the reality of it all. So if you're going to go near, that's what I mean. Joe Rogan's afraid of YouTube. This is the world we live in. That's what I mean. That's why people go, oh, why are you being mean to Jordan Peterson or whatever? We live in a world where the people who have the most power and most influence and most say or should are being cowered into silence. Joe Rogan's afraid to have Alex Jones on his show because Joe Rogan's afraid that YouTube will go after him, the media will go after him. So how's the average person going to do anything? But by the way, no, so somebody said Joe Rogan had Roseanne on. He's afraid. Well, you are blocked because before I block you, I'll tell you why. You're a very dumb person. Joe said on his own podcast that he's afraid to have Alex Jones on. Joe said, I don't want to have Alex Jones on right now because he's on trial. So now you're blocked because you're stupid. You don't even actually know what is going on, but yet you want to give me your opinion. You're just dumb and you're just wrong. So I'm just a statement of fact. Joe Rogan said that on his own show. It isn't my characterization of things. And that's, again, kind of what we're dealing with. So now there's a major legal cost. There's a major legal cost to working for Trump. It's massive. $250,000 at least to go work for Trump. And we can say it's wrong, it's evil, it's bad, and everything. That's fine. But the reality is that it works. So there are always two ways to judge a situation. One, is it good or evil? Two, is it effective or is it ineffective? Right? So people conflate these. They go, well, it's evil that innocent people are being targeted. Well, sure. Something can be simultaneously evil and effective. But most people have never been trained in nuanced thinking, so they just say, oh, there's evil, what's happening out there, and it's unfair, and it's wrong. Well, sure, okay, great. Thanks for sharing. That's a conversation for, your God. It's just definitely a different thing. It's just definitely two different conversations. Hold on, I just got a text from somebody. I don't have it saved. Let's see. You do not look angry. You seem tired and maybe agitated. Well, of course I'm tired. Of course. You can't work like I work and not be tired. Agitated is the wrong word because it's like a subjective feeling. Subjectively, I do not feel agitated. Agitated would be a feeling. Yeah, like Kevin says, work for Trump, your life will be ruined. I said this. You said this since the Flynn firing. I have always agreed. Exactly right. Exactly right. If you go work for Trump, they will set out to destroy your life. The media, the legal system, everybody's going to conspire against you and go against you if you work for Trump. So then the question would be, why do you want to work for Trump? And then, of course, there's all these people who don't even have their real names on Twitter say, for your country. It's like you're afraid. And by the way, this fear is not irrational. Fear isn't always bad. If I were walking to a rattlesnake den or den of vipers, I would be afraid. If I woke up and I was surrounded by rattlesnakes, like in that Indiana Jones movie, I would be afraid. I would face the fear and I'd push through it. So when I'm saying this, I'm not necessarily passing judgment on you, but it really is something. It really is something for people to say, well, you should go work for Trump anyway, do it for your country. And your profile is Brendan9424678853. By the way, that's an actual real account. So all day I'm screamed at by people, John Patriot 1776. No name, no Facebook profile. Telling other people, oh yeah, I'd go work for Trump. You wouldn't even post under your real name, bro. So no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't go work for Trump. You wouldn't do what I do every day. You wouldn't hold the event. You wouldn't do anything, bro. You're a liar. So being afraid, and a rational fear is one thing, and you should be afraid in this world because they do come for any kind of Trump supporters. That's fine. That's fine. But you should not, right? That's the difference. But you should not purport to tell other people what you would do in a different situation. Like, no, you wouldn't. Oh, I would go work for Trump, serve my country. No, you won't. You won't post your real name, bro, on Twitter. Don't tell us that you would ever enter the spotlight to a degree that working for Trump is. Because I'm under the spotlight way more than I ever wanted to be in terms of like fame. You go work in the White House. If you're the White House chief of staff, they are calling your junior high roommates. Remember some teacher wrote an article when Stephen Miller in third grade ate glue or something, which by the way, that was fake anyway. So they will go to your third grade classmates. That's how thorough the review is if you're the chief of staff. Who in the heck wants to deal with that? Who in the world wants to deal with that? Who in the world wouldn't want to deal with that? Yeah, somebody said Joe Rogan said he wouldn't have Alex Jones on his podcast, number 1157. Right. That's what I mean by so many just dumb people here are lying. It's like, no. Joe Rogan said he'd never have Alex Jones on his podcast. Again, he's afraid because Alex Jones is on fire. So everybody is afraid right now. Right? People that doubt you should read The Intimidation Game by Strassel. I haven't read that. Flynn F. Trump. No, he didn't. Flynn will be exonerated. No, he won't. I'm sorry to upset your conspiracy theories, but Slow Walker Jeff. So how many of you here said Jeff Sessions was going to unseal indictments before the midterms? Hey, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you're one of those Red Tsunami people. Slow Walker Jeff Sessions, he's going to unseal 50,000 indictments in October right before the midterms. Red Tsunami. Hey. Hey, how many of you are here, right? So the same people who are claiming there was going to be all these indictments unsealed in October to lead to a red tsunami for the midterms are the ones now saying, oh yeah, here's this going to happen. You don't know anything, okay? Not only do you not know anything, but what you think you know is harmful and counterproductive. What you think you know is buffoonery and lies and nonsense. That's the absolute total fact. By the way, people say I look peaked. It's because of the lighting. It's a white light box. I don't look as Ali has better. Ali, he's here. Ali Scopes. He has the best setup right now. Very cozy, very warm. So I admit I look a little Uncle Festerous right now. Like an Addams Family person. So I own that. I own it. But bad lighting though. They're good pictures of me on my Instagram. Instagram.com/CERNOVICH. Instagram.com. You can find my good pictures. No sleep. I got a good night's sleep last night and the night before, but otherwise I've been busy. Long road trips, a lot of stress. It is what it is. All right. I'm going to read your comments now. I don't know, maybe I'll take some calls. We haven't done a call-in show for a while. Do you want me to take calls? Press 1 for yes. Press 2 for no. So I'll let you all decide our next move. Do you want me to take calls? If you do, press 1. If you don't, press 2. And if the 1s beat the 2s. Somebody told me I used to wear a nice shirt and have a glass of wine. It was like NPR NewsHour. I know, man. I'm in the gym clothes because I'm about to go to the gym. But I had done periscopes in a long time. And then people were saying I looked angry. So I was like, look, I'll do some periscopes for myself. And you can decide how angry I look. Press 1 if you want me to take calls. Press 2 if you don't. All right. I'll take a few calls. Let's do this. The phone number. Get your pen ready. 1-866-438-1487. I'm going to say that one more time. 1-866-438-1487. Give me a call. We'll talk. I'll take your calls. My call-in system is occasionally a little glitchy, but if we can talk well, if we can't, then I will. But if I make no promises, because they can be a little glitchy. So hold on a second. Hold on, everybody. You gotta wait your turn. All right, we will start with Great Falls, Montana. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Living the dream, bro. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, good. I wanted to know why you think, in case you don't know already, why Gavin got let go.
Why did Gavin? I mean, I know why he did. Gavin got let go unceremoniously. But so, by the way, it's complicated. It's very easy to just say Glenn Beck is weak and da-da-da-da-da. It's very easy to say that, but the hate group Proud Boys thing got to such a degree that they were going to go after CRTV's bank, but CRTV did not handle it well. So CRTV just messaged Gavin and said, "You're fired." And then we saw the reaction on social media to that. A bunch of people canceled. And then they told him, damage control time. And then Gavin went on and, did the damage control. So CRTV and the Blaze, they did it because they were afraid. So that's the real scoop.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah, it's hard times.
Let me ask, what did Levin have anything to do with it? Or was it all Glenn Beck?
I doubt it was Levin because Levin, never, before the merger, it was never an issue, right? And then there's the merger, and next thing you know, Gavin doesn't work with us anymore. No farewell address. No, that was a good ride. No, nothing, right? That's the kind of thing that, some kind of like bean counter does, just unceremoniously dropped him. And he got the bad news. He's been pretty stressed out. I think he was on Alex, though. People were telling me. Was he with Alex today, or was that an earlier clip or something like that?
No, I don't know about that. I've never heard anything about that.
Oh, okay. I think he was with Alex Jones. All right, my friend. Thanks for the call.
Interesting. Well, that's a shame, because I thought CRTV was going to kind of take off, but Gavin was like one of the biggest producers for their channel, and then they just can him out of nowhere, and that's a shame. Yeah, they lost a lot of subscribers.
Yeah, they made a mistake. All right, dude. Thank you for the call.
Yep.
Hinsdale, Illinois. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Doing well.
I was wondering when you're going to get back to your mindset, your roots, because that causes more positive changes at its core than top-down politics.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've been definitely doing more of the mindset content, and I'm slowly steering the ship away and getting rid of the negative people, the toxic people, the hateful people. But it's like the Titanic, you know. Life where I am now is a little different with the new film coming out and everything than it was before. So my moves all take a lot more time. But ideally, by March 2019, I will not be talking about any current affairs. Ideally sooner.
I can't wait.
Yeah, ideally sooner, for sure, because especially political people are just kind of angry all the time anyway, and it's just not fun. You know, it's just not fun.
That's why I like you and Scott Adams. You can at least at times laugh and appreciate what's really going on. So
all right.
I can't wait for you to get back to it.
I got a new book coming out soon. Audacity is going to be out before the end of the year.
Can't wait. All right. Take care, Mike.
You. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Hey, Mike. Just a quick question. So I totally agree with your point. I'm a MAGA supporter, but this definitely looks bad. And I agree with you, right? They boxed him in, but I'm just wondering, is there anything we as a public can do, or we just basically have to let this play out and, you know, essentially lose our vote?
Yeah, I get this question a lot, which is people still do want to help Trump. People do want to rally for Trump, but that's Trump's job, and he hasn't done a good job of rallying the people on a daily basis. Messaging is a little stale. Witch hunt. It's all just so very kind of predictable. But yeah, he needs a field general to really rally people up and get people excited and hyped and everything like that. He needs to be doing that all the time. He should be doing a rally a week at this point, maybe 2 rallies a week, because they're coming for him.
I think at this time the whole apparatus has got him so tied in. I mean, my concern is if he goes down, then what's next, right? Will there be another Trump, or essentially is that it?
Uh-huh.
And this whole globalism, populism, you know, the globalism thing takes over, and that's it.
Well, I mean, life isn't static. It's going to be really bad. I mean, the gulags and whatnot, those happened, and then the human will, the human belief, hope perseveres. But no, it's going to get really bad. I mean, look at what they're doing to people. You know, Trump. So look what they're doing. Look what they're doing to people. You know, it's getting bad out there, and it's not hard to imagine gulags are next. People say, oh, that's crazy talk. It's like, well, I mean, if you take away a person's right to make a living and you make it so a person can't even, open a bank account, how you want them homeless, you want their families homeless, explain to me why those people wouldn't put somebody in a gulag, right? They can't.
No, I agree, right? They're platforming everybody. But there has to be something we can do. I mean, I don't know. We have to do something. But I get it. So, but I appreciate your opinion. And Mike, I thought you gave a very good analysis. As a MAGA supporter, I'm not blind. I agree with you. But this is bad. So,
right. Thank you. All right. If you're on YouTube, give me an emoji, a heart, a like. If you're on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button. We have a bunch of people, or I'm going to try to take them all. We have a lot more calls. So if you are on hold, I will take everyone who is on hold now, even though there's a lot of you. Kirkwood, Missouri, how you doing?
Mike, this is Ben.
Welcome. We're here, dude.
Yeah, Mike. So are we going to have, will the Trump people rise up and revolt if they take him down?
Well, if I were the Democrats, I would not impeach him. If the Democrats are smart, and the Democrats' greatest weakness is they don't know when to stop. If they would just learn a little bit of decency, they would just beleaguer him all the way up through 2020, and then he loses the election, and then it goes fine. If they impeach him, I think that's a big mistake for them to make. If they impeach him, then they're putting Trump in a corner. His supporters are going to be rather upset by that. The right play for the Democrats to make is don't put baby in a corner. They should definitely just wear him and everybody around him down with endless subpoenas and investigations, and come back out to the Hill and interviews, and, oh, you forgot a detail in this date, so you're obstructing justice, Papadopoulos, et cetera, et cetera. So we're at a pivotal moment, and the Democrats definitely should not go with the impeachment option. They should go with the just beleaguer him, just wear him and everybody else around him, because otherwise I'm concerned what might happen within Trump has a very devoted base. Fort Hancock, Texas, how you doing? You got a 915 area code. Winston-Salem, North Carolina. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Doing well. How are you?
Pretty well myself. Having some skin issues, but other than that, I just want to call on you, thinking something about this huge problem in New York, but they can't indict a president. Either they got to impeach him, get him out to impeachment, and that's not going to work for those charges, or they're going to have to beat him in an election, and then his supporters are going to be super pissed off. They start to go after him after he gets, beat an election.
Mm-hmm.
So don't you think he would end up getting pardoned? Either way.
Say that one more time.
Don't you think he would end up getting pardoned by whoever beat him?
No.
If he lost in 2020?
No, definitely not. No way. No way.
To avoid the conflict.
No, there's no. If he loses in 2020, there's no nothing. He just loses. Thank you for the call, my friend. Fort Hancock, Texas. How you doing?
Hello?
Yep.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Doing well, dude. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. Hey, question for you. What do you think about the book by Dan Bongino, the Spygate book?
I haven't read Dan's book, but I've heard nothing but great things about this. Yeah, I've heard really great things, but I personally haven't read it.
It's a really great book. He's talking about a really great plot. Now, he's talking about Q a lot. What's your take on Q and all the messages that Q is putting out?
There's been too many false predictions, so that's my take on it. The unsealed indictment, slow Walker Jeff, just way too much. But my take on all of that is, if people want to treat it like a hobby and they have fun doing it, it's not my job to. It's not my job. The mainstream media can talk about all that stuff all the time, and the mainstream media and their lies have led to the deaths and starvation of tens of millions of people once you factor in Stalin's gulags and everything. So I just don't really think about the Q stuff at all. But I do know it's highly popular, and a lot of people like talking about it. So they seem to be having fun with it.
Yeah. Bongino did a 30-minute YouTube video that he puts down from start to finish. A really good synopsis of what he thinks is the plot from beginning to end, of including Q and what he thinks is going on. If you don't mind, I'll post to the chat a link to it.
Sure.
And maybe
everybody in the chat could take a look at it. It's not very long.
Okay.
It's very interesting.
All right,
And
dude.
maybe,
Thank
some
you,
guys
man.
can, keep it-
Punta Gorda, Florida. How you doing? Okay.
Mike,
Yes. Hello. Hello. Just heard
can you hear me?
Yep, we got you.
I'm actually in Sarasota.
Oh well, your area code though. That I go by area code.
Okay. Well, 941 is, it actually goes to Sarasota too.
Gotcha.
But I wanted to be, before I say anything, I want to tell you first, I've been following you since you started your career. And to watch you evolve and become the person you are, I think is amazing.
Thank
I
you.
mean, you are just such an amazing person now. I'm probably your mom's age, so I kind of feel
Oh,
proud of you.
Thank you.
But what I wanted to ask you is, okay, so do you think Trump can win 2020? And if he can't, who else would be a better alternative?
Oh, that's a tough question. I don't think he can. At least unless things radically change. And this, unless things radically change, I don't think he can. Who would be better? I don't think anybody has a chance on the GOP side. I don't see anybody having a chance.
So we're, and like in 2020, it's going to go back to the down.
Yeah, it's going to be a complete and total mess.
And we're kind of screwed.
I don't like to be a pessimist. There's always a, I'm not an optimist. I'm not a pessimist. I'm a realist. It's bad, man. There's just no other way around it. It is bad, but anything can happen. Anything can happen is the way I look at life. But as of right now, it's bad. A lot of people got to turn it around. I know there are ways. I guess the reason I'm not a total pessimist is there are things that I could do if I were in Trump's position that would improve it. So maybe they'll find the will to do it, but we'll see. We'll see. But as of right now, it's just real bad.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree
but
with
we'll
you.
see. Yeah.
I like what Trump's doing. I don't always like the way he speaks.
Mm-hmm.
Always Trumpers get mad when you say that, but I think he needs to shut up.
Right. I think Trump's Twitter. So with me, the issue with Trump's Twitter is he's president. It's just whining all day. So for me, it was never, when Trump's Twitter is impressive, it's effective, but he's like, oh, maybe I should do this. Maybe it's like, you're president of the United States, bro. The rest of us can, whine on Twitter because we're not president. If you're not president, you can whine on Twitter. So for me, it just looks weak. All day crying on the internet on Twitter. It's like, well, you're president. Why don't you act like you're president?
I kind of like it when he talks about accomplishments or something like that on Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
because it's direct to the people
Mm-hmm.
instead of waiting for the media to bring it to you.
Right.
I like it when he's direct. But I agree with you. He, when he starts trashing people, it's like, stop it.
Yeah.
It, please.
It gets old, man.
I think,
It gets old.
I think that might kill him.
I think so. Well, thank you for the call, and I'm glad that people still like me, because I live this parallel world where people love to tell me how much I'm hated, but yet I seem to get a positive response from people when I go out and about.
I know, and don't go work for Trump, because
No.
you're young. You have a beautiful wife. You
Thank
have
you.
a beautiful daughter, and I would never tell anybody with a young, beautiful family to go work for Trump. That would just, it would kill you. Don't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't even. I would even go further and say, if you have a family, don't even be a high-profile Trump supporter. It's just not worth the risk. So if you have a family,
Yeah.
you know, don't even come near this world.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm older, raised all my kids. Like, I could go do it.
Right.
But, like you said, you need to have at least $250K in the bank.
Yep.
I think you need to have at least 300 to 500K in the bank.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you for talking.
My pleasure. Call anytime. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
All right. San Rafael, California.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, my name's Gary,
Hi, Gary.
and I was curious your thoughts on the 34 men that died on.
All right. Area code 213, Los Angeles. How you doing?
Hey, Mike, can you hear me?
I can.
Hey, yeah, commenting on Trump whining all day. You know, I feel the same way a lot of times. I even tweeted back once, you know, he's complaining about Mueller all the time. I wish he would just stop or fire the guy.
Right.
He's ultimately in control, right?
Right.
But I just want to say that, but our other point or topic was wanted to be about the war. You know, we are at war in the Middle East, and it seems like everybody's forgotten about that.
Right.
I was wondering if maybe Trump is holding that as a trump card to go into the 2020 election, because to me, that's the only thing that's going to get my vote is that something happens in the Middle East to get it out.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, that's a great question. The what's up with that? I also would like to know why we're still over there and nothing's changed, man. I hear that more and more. That's what I hear from people every day is nothing has really changed. Thank you for the call. Las Vegas, Nevada. How you doing?
Hey, brother. I'm happy to see you kind of getting back to your roots with these calls. It's nice to kind of grab a beer or a glass of wine or a coffee and just kind of shoot the bull for a little bit.
Right.
You know?
I love those.
So I wanted to piggyback on the other caller a little bit, and I'm kind of the same way. Like border control was a huge issue for me, but the other side of that was like pretty much the other 50% of the reason I voted for Trump was foreign policy. It's so simple. Bring the troops home. And personally, as an Iraq veteran, I find it kind of offensive that you would hold, you know, that as like the Trump card for an election. To me, it seems like that should have been like operation number one. Where are our boys across the world? Okay, bring them all home. But after your comments, I'd like to just give you some quick feedback after that. So.
No, you're right. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, so on the feedback, I like the more casual consos like we're doing right now. You know, more mindset stuff is good, and also like the legal analysis you do. So if there's any way you could shoot a DM to Technofog and get him on here to do one anonymously, that would be the ultimate, man.
Yeah, no, that would be.
A great feed.
Oh, he's incredible. That's why I've been promoting Technofog and Robert Barnes Law forever. Those guys, the best legal analysis that were there. Thank you for the call, my friend. I absolutely agree. They need more attention. I've got 2 more calls, and then we have to go. Westchester, New York. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, my friend? Long-time listener.
Welcome.
What's going on, dude? It's funny, going back, and with all this stuff, I'm going back in time to listen. It's like they've hated Trump since when you really think about the very beginning when he was talking about Arabs celebrating on 9/11, but it wasn't Arabs. It was 5 dancing Israelis arrested on 9/11 celebrating and videotaping it.
What? I didn't hear that. Huh. The Muslims celebrate? I don't think that was. What else? Washington, D.C. How you doing? Hello?
Hey, it's Ali. What's up?
Oh, hey, Ali. Did you change your area code, or has that always been your area code?
Always. Yeah,
oh, okay. How you doing, dude?
Kept this from my old days. But, you know, I wanted to say this. I'm watching a lot of people, like, give flack to you and Jack who are, like, you know, telegraphing some information that some people who are in the know. And it's just like, I mean, maybe you want to riff off of this, but it just blows my mind when people are like, well, what if this happens, or what if this happens, or what happens to MAGA afterwards? And I'm like, well, why don't you be a part of that change? If that's what pushed Trump in, you know, why on earth would, you know, no one, you and Jack aren't saying like lay down or give up your country or give up your values. But people get so caught up in this, like, Mike, tell me the future. When you give them any bit of information, it blows my mind that people get in this trap with themselves instead of saying, okay, if a bad thing happens, I'm going to be a part of the change and the solution that I want to see.
Well, I mean, the issue primarily are there's so much just dumb people, you know, in politics. Like, for example, I had one guy who tried to say that I've been lashing out at MAGA because I did hoaxed and the screenings went badly. And I'm like, oh my God. No. And they were like, oh, and he had his first screening in DC. I was like, no. No. It couldn't be further from the truth. So yeah, I tune out. There's a lot of idiots, you know, going on. And that's sort of one of my problems. And I'm trying to get rid of those people because I'm just tired of having them. I'm just tired of having them bother me, and they don't even add value at all. It's kind of like Viagra spam is the way I put it. If you know, remember when you'd get all the spam from a Viagra, you know, fake pharmacies, it didn't trigger me. It's just like, I got real things to do, man. I don't have time to read these things all day. And that's how I feel with like half, not bad. It was really bad for a while, but I've been doing my best to get rid of people. But like half the time I'm like, oh man, this is just a really dumb thing. Why did you ever send this to me? You're not moving the ball down court. It's really, really, really dumb.
Yeah. Keep up the trick, Dylan.
Thanks, dude. Anytime you wanna chat, let me know.
Sure.
All right, thanks for the call, Ollie. Always good to hear from you. All right, my friends, thanks for watching. I get to go. In case you're wondering, I'm in gym clothes. But yeah, we'll do the call-ins are good. I like the call-ins. The call-ins are a lot of fun, and they are, you know, the cigar nights. You know, we have some good times. By the way, we have some good memories, some really good times. Thanks for watching. Mike Cernovich, CERNOVICH.com.